Okay, so naturally, the whole point is to get the mucus out for these little kiddos. If the child is not responding, they are looking like they're having a hard time breathing, their fever is not getting better, you're giving them Tylenol, they're still not getting better, it's okay. Take them to the hospital emergency room or urgent care, your doctor, call the nurse advice line, get some medical help for these children. You don't want to wait too long. Sometimes they can be playing 1 minute and the next hour they're not doing well at all. If you have to call 911, if it gets real bad, it's okay to do that too. But we don't want to wait too long with these especially babies under a year. If the temperature is over like 102, you should take that child in to be seen. We take those very seriously. Um, okay, if the temperature is under 102, they're a little bit older than a year old, then they usually do very well decongesting, giving Tylenol, having them rest, doing things to steam, humidifier, doing these things, getting the mucus out of their nose. Okay, now let's transition now to uh, adults or older children. Again, you can use warm water. Make sure the water is either, if it's tap, that is boiled and cooled down. You want to boil it to get the impurities out of it, or even better, just use bottled water and warm it up. Or you can, use distilled water, filtered water, these different ways. You want to have clean water is the point I'm trying to make. Half a cup, I'm sorry, 1 cup, or which is 8 ounces of warm water, and then you put a half a teaspoon of a salt and baking soda mixture and put that in the cup of warm water. Mix it up real good. You could either do fourth of a teaspoon of salt, fourth of a teaspoon of baking soda, and then put that in the cup. Or you could do what I do is I'll make half a portion of baking soda and or equal mixture. Let's just say I'll take a 1 tablespoon of baking soda, 1 tablespoon of salt, put it in a little Ziploc baggie and mix that up real good. Take a half a teaspoon of that mixture. It will be a dry mixture, and put that in the hot water. Okay. Baking soda is wonderful because it balances the pH of the water, and it cleanses the sinuses of salt. It cleanses the mouth real good. So does the salt. It cleanses of viruses, bacteria, fungus. It just really does a good cleanse. And so anyway, once you make that solution, you go to the bathroom over the sink or the bathtub shower, pour a little your in your hand just at a time, and then kind of breathe that into your nostril, not too hard, gentle. You want to go about right here, so, and then below your nose. And by leaning over and doing that, it causes all the mucus to come out. You want that mucus to come out. If it's clear, most likely it's allergies. If the mucus is like a yellowish color, greenish color, then typically that is still a virus. Most sinus infections, ear infections, and so forth are actually viruses. Upper respiratory infections, typically those are viruses. Rarely is it a bacteria, but it does sometimes happen, and sometimes antibiotics help, but it's most of the time it is virus, like 98% of the time. Anyways, even if it's a different color, greenish color, yellowish color, it's a myth. People think that if it's green or yellow, then that is a bacterial infection, but typically it's still a viral infection. Okay, so you want to repeat that probably about 2 or 3 times a day at least. Sometimes people need more than that. Some people, when I have it real bad, I sometimes need to do that, you know, every other hour while I'm awake. Okay, so that helps. What else? You can take an antihistamine, which is like a Benadryl or hydroxyzine or something like that. These antihistamines, allergy medication sometimes helps a lot, but these things help to dry up the mucus. Sudafed is good. Pseudoephedrine is the generic, which helps with drying up. There's the Sudafed and pseudoephedrine and things like that. It it does help, but you have to be careful because it can also cause the blood pressure to go up. So if you have high blood pressure, maybe stay away from that. Um, Okay, but the sinus rinse is helpful. Steam, putting, boiling water, lemon juice, eucalyptus, essential oils, things like that in that boiling water. Vicks Vapor Rub, mentholatum ointment, all that is really good. You can put it on your face, chest, put it in the water itself, boil it, breathe it in, blow your nose. These things are very good. There's a tea, it's called mullein leaf tea, Mullein, and that is very good too. It's a decongestant tea. Making, chicken soup and putting the veggies in there, the carrots and onion, garlic. This is wonderful, even for babies and children to have the broth of that soup, or vegetable soup if you don't want chicken. But there's something about that, and this, even while you're cooking the soup, oh man, the aroma, um, and the steam from that in the kitchen helps also draw the mucus out, and you want to blow the nose. Getting that mucus to come out is what is key. Um, Okay, so also, rest. The body just needs a lot of rest. The body needs a lot of fluids. Green tea is wonderful because it fights off bacteria, it fights off viruses. I love green tea, especially if you put some lemon and some honey in there to make it taste good. And that lemon honey combination breaks up that mucus just wonderfully. So these are things that you can do. Also for children, you could put the cough drop in the now don't give honey, of course, to children under 1 years old. If you didn't hear me say it earlier, it has to be over 1 year. They have to be over one in order to be able to handle the honey. Otherwise, it's very bad for children under 1 years old. Okay. So, so if they're over one, you can put, a cough drop in there because you don't want to give them a cough drop. They will choke. So you want to put it in their tea, their green tea, chamomile tea, the lemon, fresh lemon squeeze with some honey and mix that up. Make sure it tastes good enough that it's not too sour and sweet enough for them to enjoy. And that will help also breaking up that mucus. And allowing them to be able to break that mucus down and goes into the stomach. It's just amazing. Um, these are the things you could do for yourself and for the child. Also, vitamin C packets are really good. Open the vitamin C packet, put it in, and drink it. I love those packets because they just absorb so well in the body, and they have it's called emergency, but they come in packets. They have B vitamins, vitamin C, and some other things to help boost the immune system. You want to boost your own body's ability to fight back these viruses. And so vitamin C is wonderful, but you have to have a lot of fluids when you're, taking down that vitamin C. Elderberry is good. There's elderberry tea, and sometimes it comes with the vitamin C packets. Vitamin D is also excellent, making sure that you're getting enough vitamin D when the sun is out. When I had COVID infection for the first time, oh my goodness, my body was aching. I had headaches, really, painful. It hurt. My nose was running a lot. It was just awful. But when I got out and the sun was out, and I got out there and I sat in the backyard in the sun and let the sun hit on my back and my neck, it felt so good. And a lot of my patients tell me, yes, sitting in the sun helps pain a lot. So when we have aches and pains from a flu or bad cold or COVID, getting out there in that sun, it does help. Rest. I can't, I'm always taking people off work to rest. You have to rest. Rest is key. A day, 2 days, just depending on how bad the virus is and your immune system and your ability to fight it off. But the rest, the extra sleep, the extra rest does help. Being able to get up and walk around and do some neck stretches, very key as well. Taking a hot bath with Epsom salt. Epsom salt is wonderful. Epsom salt, EPSOM. It helps draw the impurities out of the body. It helps the body to relax, and it helps the muscles to relax. It helps the immune system to move through your body well, the lymphatic system, blood vessels to move the white blood cells and the body's key key cells to be able to fight this infection. You want to give your body everything it needs to fight this infection. Okay. I think I already mentioned antihistamines and Sudafed and things like that. These are very important ways to help fight as well the mucus production. If you can get that mucus production out, then it makes a world of difference. That should be the key. That and boosting the immune system. Stay away from mucus forming foods like bread, ice cream, dairy products, cheese, and stuff like that, because it just causes more mucus and congestion.